Good afternoon, guys. Today we're going to be doing our live Q&A. Let me pull up our questions. Where did I put it? It should be right somewhere. There it is. Okay, cool. This is exciting. So I hope your Thursday is going well. Mine has been going well. We just sold out a couple of seats in the Get Closure Now system. We start on Monday. You need to apply if you want closure on your trauma. You want to learn how to calm your nervous system so you have more peace and more relaxation and rest in your life, and how to nurture yourself. That's what you get with Get Closure Now. The biggest benefit the students from the last class have been getting is calm, peace, and indifference. That's huge because now they can go on and do the things that really matter to them. One impact that a client has seen is that he no longer has anxiety, he has confidence. And he hasn't even done the closure technique yet. That's just from the first 2 weeks of the training that he got that. That's pretty powerful. So if you're just sitting on the fence wondering if this is for you, take a leap. Apply for your spot and Get Closure Now and make a difference. Make that change that really matters for your happiness in your life. Okay, so let's get to today's questions. The first one is, how do I calm and nurture myself out of overwhelm? So if I'm overwhelmed, how do I calm myself down? So overwhelm is a result of having too much to do at once, too many endpoints to accomplish in too narrow of a timeline. And that causes our mind to flood with anxiety, to be triggered into a fear state, and ultimately shut itself down. So it can't think clearly, so it kind of paralyzes itself. It just gets real stuck. We can work out of overwhelm by first recognizing that we're overwhelmed. Let's acknowledge it. I'm overwhelmed. And then you need to tune into your body and start to do some touch regulation, just like this. That's going to help your nervous system drop down. And then you just return your focus to your breath. Allow yourself to have a good yawn. And that's going to allow you to calm down even more. This gets you deeper and deeper out of overwhelm. Your mind is going to be frantic. So as you're doing that, give yourself like a minute or two there. And then write down the priorities you need to get done. Okay? And then choose one and focus on that. And then give yourself permission not to fulfill everything else. Because a lot of times overwhelm is a result of unrealistic expectations of trying to get everything done in a certain time. Either we've overcommitted ourselves in reality or we've overcommitted ourselves mentally. The easiest way to get out of that is first to regulate and then get down to outlining your priorities and choose one. They may all be important to the brain. They may all feel important to the brain, but just write them down, choose one, get it done, move to the next one, get it done. That'll eliminate the overwhelm rather quick. If there's nothing you can do at the moment about the things you need to do, then you need to acknowledge that. Outline what needs to be done and when you can get it done. Because that allows you to have the power you need to regulate your mind, to regulate your focus and your body so you can be calmer. It's the easiest way of doing that. Now sometimes our mind gets really overwhelmed. It just gets stuck in a cycle of obsession and it's ruminating and stuff like that. Go for a walk. About 20-minute walk, and as you do walk, practice listening to the sound of your feet or your shoes hitting the ground. Tune into the temperature of the air, to the sounds around you. Because what this does is it gets you out of that mind state and puts you into a more regulated state because you're becoming present and mindful about your circumstances. And nature is a really good place to bring down that calm. So there's a couple of ways of managing overwhelm now for you. Second question we have is, how do I help my son handle the conflicting stories he hears about my divorce from his dad? Now, if you're in a narcissistic relationship and you're going through a divorce with a narcissist, the narcissist is going to create stories about you, and he's going to tell the children about those stories, and he's going to attempt to gaslight the child's experience of you and of the child's experience of them and of the family. Often the narcissist is going to blame the other person, you, for the divorce. And they're going to say things that are pretty untrue. They're going to be like, well, your mother just didn't want to work it out. It was really, I tried really hard, but she just didn't want to do it anymore. That's a passive form of blaming you, you know. Or it's been like, well, your mother made the decision to divorce me, so it's her fault. You have to deal with it, with her. That's another way they get around this, and they gaslight you. The thing you want to do here with your son is validate his actual experience he's had with you, with his dad, and with the relationship. Validate his context and experience, and ask him how he feels about what he's hearing and about the confusion. Validate the experience, validate the feelings, and allow him to explore what's going on for him, because he'll be able to go, wait a minute, I'm getting this story from you, which lines more up with my experience, and I'm getting this story from Dad, which doesn't line up with my experience. And it helps him start to see that he's being lied to or gaslit. Now, depending on his age, that may be difficult for him to see, because if he's really young, they're not going to have the brain capacity, the brain function, or the contextual awareness to see what's going on. But you can still validate their experience, validate their feelings about the divorce, about what they've lost in it, what they're grieving, and what's happening, because that signal that his head hurts means he feels very conflicted by the messages he's hearing from you and from your ex. And so you validate his experience. What do you remember? What was your experience in this? How did you feel about it? That'll help him see and reference himself, rather than becoming attached on what Dad or what you say. He can actually access and validate his own experience of what he's been going through. So that's one way to approach that and handle that. Okay, and our third question for today is, how can I accept my significant other for who he is and what he brings to the relationship, and meet my level of need for connection? Well, you can let go of judgment. Stop making his level of need for connection and his limitations wrong in your mind. Drop the judgment and start applying gratitude for who he is. That right there gets you out of his yard, trying to change him, gets you back in your yard, and it gets you into a respect and observation of his yard, of who he is. That way it's more like, I'm grateful I have this time with him. I'm grateful for what's going on over here. I'm grateful for this. It allows us to soften our experience towards the individual so we can see them more openly, more objectively, and take some of the pressure off. Because a lot of times if we feel like we're not getting our needs met, and it's really about a capacity issue with the individual, like they're highly introverted and you're highly extroverted, you're going to have a capacity issue there. Now, depending on how flexible he is to feedback and contributing more reciprocation, that could be discussed and adjusted, or could flow a bit. So it really depends on what your situation is there and what's happening for you, and what his willingness is to look at his own limitations to see if it's actually an intrinsic limitation of who he is, or if it's something that's being inhibited by pain or trauma or conditioning or maturity on his part. All right? Now, you meeting the level of your need for connection will require you to bring in other resources, namely friends or family that are be safe and reliable to connect with, if you have that. Now, friendships are something you can build out and rely on that. It's not going to have the same kind of experience and quality you might be seeking from your significant other, but that might be just part of the cost of having a relationship with this individual, just because that's their capacity to contribute at the moment. So, but drop judgment, integrate gratitude, and then build connection outside the primary relationship, and discuss the issue. Discuss your needs with him, discuss where you're at and what you see going on, but also appreciate and validate what you're receiving in that. Because this may, if it breaks down to a fundamental capacity, it's not going to change much. Kind of stuck with what it is, because that's the relationship, your relationship experience with him, with where he's at. So that's how I would approach it with that, and that's how I've done it in past relationships when I've wanted more or they've wanted more, and we've tried to discuss and see where there's a good balance for both of us, so that she felt like she was seen, needed, wanted, and valued, and I felt like I was too. So that's because we're all fundamentally going for those needs. those core needs of being seen, honored, and valued for who we are. So if there's a real rigidity in the relationship around that, either within you or within your significant other, that could be a real place to look at in a therapeutic sense and work that out so you get more softness in there. You guys can receive each other more easily and then really blossom through gratitude, intimacy, and growth there. So, okay, guys, that's the 3 questions we got in the group today. I appreciate you guys participating in that. Remember to continue to ask questions. I answer them throughout the week. If you're watching this on my Facebook wall or on YouTube, you're welcome to join the community. The link is above. If you're on Facebook, it's below. On YouTube, it's just tribe.freetheself.com. And remember, we start Get Closure Now here in a couple of days. Make sure you apply for your spot so that you can find closure on your trauma. Go on and live your life. And who will you be without your trauma? Okay, guys, appreciate you. Our next training will be coming up next Tuesday. You guys have a great evening. We'll see you later.